And so the Department of Defense, sadly, Department of Veteran Affairs, similarly, have not even gone back and researched whether the anthrax vaccine was a possible cause of Gulf War illness. Unfortunately, that's the modus operandi. That's what they do. They know perfectly well that anthrax vaccine is the primary cause of Gulf War illness. So they've gone out of their way to not study it. And they've come up with a variety of other toxic exposures that are essentially the excuse. Most of those toxic exposures are incidents that really aren't the Department of Defense's fault. The thing that was the Department of Defense's fault, the largest exposure was anthrax vaccine. They illegally altered the drug product prior to the first Gulf War, gave it to our troops, and then made sure that they did not investigate it as a possible cause. So Russ is really was the architect of putting together these arguments. Another argument that he came up with was the idea that because these manufacturing changes were illegally implemented, the vaccine was altered. He also discovered that the vaccine license had been proposed to be finalized by the Food and Drug Administration in 1985. Right, there was a proposed rule published in the Federal Register that properly approved by the Food and Drug Administration. It was never finalized. So that similarly was one of the foundational discoveries by Russ. And we actually filed a citizen petition in the 2001 timeframe. And we said, hey, the vaccine hasn't been properly licensed by the Food and Drug Administration. And the Food and Drug Administration came back 1 year later, 2002, and agreed. They acknowledged it. They said, you're right. Russ Dingle was absolutely correct. The vaccine license needs to be finalized, but they didn't do anything about it. So it took the federal courts to shut the program down, cite the citizen petition, cite Russ specifically in the federal court ruling, and as a result of the vaccine license not being finalized. And so that became a foundational basis of the court ruling to shut the anthrax vaccine mandate down until they licensed the vaccine properly. They did that several years later. By the 2005 to 2007 timeframe, they did publish a final vaccine rule, and this was after they used the emergency use authorization law in order to allow temporary voluntary use of the vaccine. So we owe that all to Russ Dingle. He was the intellectual force behind all of these discoveries, whether it be adulteration, investigational use, not finalized license. And the amazing thing is the Department of Defense knew all of this at the time.